Do that.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, in the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam and to destroy those that have destroyed us. Thou our God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murders, and we serve and obey thee all the days of our lives. And we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us, our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I pray, Allah, that you bring all the plagues and destruction and the calamity that you have at your disposal, such as rainstorms, hailstorms, snowstorms, tornadoes, typhoons, farm-destroying locusts, killer bees, snakes, floods, train wrecks, truck wrecks, car wrecks, devils killing themselves on the highways and byways and skyways of America. Even at the Capitol in Washington, D.C., may they overrun it and take it all. All praise is due unto Allah. Alhamdulillah. Tabir Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum, black people in America tonight. This is the way Pop Key rolling. I'm rolling with the mob beat. Separation is the key. The confusion in the minds of the people and the chaos that we're living in is all divinely set up by the Son of Man, Almighty God Himself. Black people, let me let you know something. For those that don't know, they don't know. It's our time. We're coming into power, into divine power, divine wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But a lot of our enemies know what time it is now. Only one don't recognize the time is you. You're too busy trying to be a Caucasian. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And you see it all in the American government. A lot of things that you all see, you don't understand at all. For instance, I seen a brother post today. He said, the Chinese are pulling all their personnel out of Ukraine. He said, nuclear war is imminent. All you see in the press is that Putin is a madman. He's sick. He don't know what he's doing. He's going to be assassinated. Don't believe none of that crap. This man is very, very intelligent, very, very calculating, and they do their analysis on all leadership across the planet Earth. Why do you think Putin didn't invade Ukraine when he had all those troops when Trump was in office? Well, why all of a sudden he invaded Ukraine when old Joe Blow Biden came into office? And what you got to understand with all you so-called military-minded brothers, I say so-called because you can't see the play, you can't see the plot, you don't have a damn bit of generalship, because you're not very strategic at all. But the reason I say that is this. Why did the United States, when they was amassing troops on the Ukrainian border, and they had conflict in the Crimean Sea. Why did the United States pull all its warships, out that area? Why did America station troops in Poland, all those countries that border Ukraine, and sit personnel in those countries? Example, if I took, let's just use your neighborhood, and you got an open enemy ready to attack, and I put soldiers in everybody's house except yours, that would indicate to me that's a green light. You can attack this house, but no other. So you all don't understand what you're looking at. The United States and the Biden administration gave Putin a green light because if they were serious about stopping this so-called invasion, they would have sent troops into Ukraine. A lot of you scream about why we're going to send American troops to prevent war. They could have went in as peacekeepers. They could have went in as just as tourists or just as trainers to put them on the ground all over the country. Do you think Russia would have bombed American troops? Example, in Syria, everywhere that they have American troops stationed, they're not getting attacked. America using their proxies to go into Syria and fight the Syrian government, but they're not attacking American troops. So this indicates to me they got the green light. Why do you think old Xiaoping over there in China went to Biden and told him to his face, we taking Taiwan? When they sent over there dancing Pelosi. Can't you see the play, black people? Why when Biden, when he first came in with his administration, pulled out $100 million worth of military supplies that's supposed to have been going to the Ukrainians? Ask yourself these questions. Why is all the despots, governments on the planet Earth rising up? Why is all of these so-called fascist individuals being elected to government? One, for instance, is in Italy, over in London, in Britain. They tried to install a despot in Venezuela. All over, they rising up because they see this as their opportunity. They know Biden is weak. So they put in the American public, we're going to sanction this individual, this corporation, this oligarch. Now you got to think again. Has sanction ever made anybody back down from their mission that they started in the beginning? Has anybody folded? That tells you sanctions do not work. Only thing they do is harm the people. So again, we're being tricked, people. And Putin has already told them this. He said this is a holy war. Say it again. He said this is a holy war against the West. It's really not about Ukraine. But the question would ask, why did Biden give them the green light to go ahead and attack Ukraine? That's the answer you should be looking for. Why is China on the move now? Ask yourself that question because of the leadership. They didn't do that when Bush was in office. They didn't do that when Trump was in office. Trump went over there and killed their general, Suleiman, in Iran, their top military advisor and strategist. Knocked them off. Sent a strong, strong message to the Iranian people. But why we a half a step from going into World War III? Why are we at a stage in history where no one's military at all except for America used a tactical nuclear weapon on the country. This is what we dealing with now. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folk? We're being tricked again. Just plain and simple. And you can't see it because you are too busy listening to everything that comes out the media. Period. Controlling the minds and thoughts and the dictates of the people. Separation for us is key. Why are we sitting up looking at all these social media warriors giving you advice on your own people, but no concrete solution or advice against our open enemy that's enslaved us and we worked for over 400 years? The slave master children is just as worse as the slave master. Do you understand the time we living in? Why is there so much chaos around you in America, on the planet today? The confusion and the chaos, some of it is perpetrated, but they're losing control. This is a good opportunity for us. And Unrealized Muhammad says this: our spiritual leaders, most of them are our biggest enemy. Of course, we have our politicians, our enemy as well, but they say the biggest ones are our preachers, our spiritual leaders, because they're afraid to challenge the beast. They're afraid to challenge the great Satan. But they say they represent the true and living God. They represent the devil. Can't you see what's going on right in front of your face? What's really taking place in this country, ultimately on this planet, black people? And I see all these brothers distracting the black population, talking about Kanye, the sister that's rapper Lizzo, and all these people that's really not that relevant. Why are we being played by the hip hop industry with the music, dropping the seeds of destruction in the minds of our youth? Why the black man has never showed in anything in a good light, taking care of his family, taking his children to the football games, the soccer games, the softball games, walking in the park, holding hands and carrying his children, showing the black man and woman as one in unity, holding hands, laughing, smiling, communicating. Why you don't see us in the home, building families? Even in the movie of The Woman King, I gave it 60-40 myself personally, because we always showing the black man as a wild beast, as a savage, mistreating his woman all the time. They can't never show us in a loving and caring and a leadership position in all the movies. Why did they put the light-skinned brother that been in Europe most of his life to come back and have sex with the sister when she wasn't even supposed to? You understand what I'm saying? Do you see the play, black people, that's being perpetrated upon us? Huh? Do you really understand what's in front of us today? I don't give none of these so-called activists that's social media warriors. They got so much damn to say, but I ain't never seen none on the front line. All I see them doing is sitting in front of the damn camera, talking about black power, black issues, or when one of us die or that's assassinated, by the police, here they come. Because they know the cameras are there. But you look at what a person doing when the cameras are not around. They posting that somebody died and is treated by the police in the jailhouses of America to keep themselves relevant. That we need to do this, they need to get justice. Has that strategy ever worked? How long have we been marching in America for the same damn thing? Who's paying most of these activists? Where are they getting their money from? Who's they sponsor? Or they got some brothers running around talking about black issues, wearing their dashikis and various different colors. You got women running around with the long skirts and their turbans and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with that. But we got to do more than that. They just had a conference this week in Georgia on the black farmers, how we can come together and learn how to grow our food and gather wealth. Well, we can, right here, for example, in Georgia, we got a lot of black farmers now growing their food. This Southeast can become the breadbasket of the East Coast and the Midwest. You understand? Well, all we had to do was set up an infrastructure transportation system, or we can buy our own trucks and ship food out to our own farmers market, the best foods. Then you can set up another district of farmers in the West, on the West Coast. So we have control over our food. We started building shelters and homes, all this red clay, all this timber that's available to us. We started manufacturing and producing our own clothes, our own line of clothes, and supporting those that already have a line of clothes and shoes that's out there. We start importing. If we just import like the nation did fish, buy it in the bulk, sell low, undercut the market. Or you have like the infinite wealth strategy, the BWO, I love the brothers also in the EYL, giving you relevant knowledge that you can use and execute to bring wealth to the black nation, because the white man is not going to give us ownership at all. Quit thinking he's going to give you ownership. Quit thinking that you can go and petition the UN and get justice. You out your damn mind. They all won. You understand what I'm trying to say? You tell you this is not the way we're gonna get it done. The white man is afraid of us coming into our own. They understand scriptures. It's our time. All of this power is coming to the black man and woman. And the white man is afraid. He's very, very afraid. And Allah, the Son of Man, the Mahdi, got them all confused. They don't know should they turn left or right or look up or look down. There's really no government in America at all now that can really get anything done. They say vote, all the so-called Negro leadership. The only solution they have to any problem is to vote. Is to vote, vote, vote. Like that's going to settle everything. I can guarantee you, vote if you choose. That's your choice. That's your right. But you've been hearing that same damn scenario 2 to 4 years again. That's not the solution. The key is separation. The key is separation. Well, we had to go for ourselves and connect up with the black man, woman, and child across our planet. There's a lot of brothers that's out here confused because what they're doing is this. They're letting religion divide us. From the Orthodox to some of the even our Moorish brothers. And I have a lot of respect for our Moors. I have a son that's a Moor. All the Moors that I have met and encountered and worked with, we have always worked in the coalition and worked together on pretty much everything. But you have some that lack understanding. We're not here to disparage or talk about no one's leadership. I have full respect for all the leadership, so I'm not here to attack anyone. The key is to form the brotherhood so we can get the job done that we need to be doing on this planet. How in the hell you gonna be a king? You can't even protect your queen. That's the duty of the king. Protect the land, protect the people. We're not in that position, nor do we have that desire for liberation. Do we? Look at our community and the condition that is in. Look at some of our youth that's running wild, that's wilding out, doing whatever they choose to do of no good. Where is the response from the brotherhood, from the black man in our community? Why we're letting corporate America destroy our community, which is so-called drill music, all they talking about, like I stated earlier, nigga this, nigga that, murder this, murder that. And what the brothers don't realize, and the sisters, is this. What you put out comes back to you. That's karma. You talking about murder and maiming. Now look at you brothers dying. And it's part of your chastisement as well for selling out for the dollar. To put all that poison, knowledge, and information in your music, to hype our people up, to go out here and be other than themselves. That's payback. Every tub must sit on its own bottom now. You understand what I'm saying? Black people in America. And all we want to do is make a subject matter and jump on another brother because you know that's what's trending in the media. And a lot of times, some of these people have good points. I even seen Candace Owens. I don't agree with her on most of the things she do, but she did have some good points as related to the plight of the black man and the black family. Understand what I'm saying? Those little slogans that they come out with, white lives matter and black lives matter. If it matters so damn much, why are you not doing anything to make us relevant? What are you doing on the ground? Is this the way you plan on fighting? Sitting behind the screen tonight like I'm sitting here? So I can talk that talk. Oh yes, Basheer, Farad, Muhammad, Pop, Keith, Brother Captain, see, I am allowed to talk the way I choose because I have never come off the front line at all since I was in my teens. We've been on the front line fighting, striving to build something good and upright for our people. And the reason I can say it because it's all documented. It's written in the records. You can look it up. So I can talk that talk. You understand what I'm saying? Where's the solution to our problem? And I'll say this. We have to protect those that's out there doing good. Why isn't anyone supporting the brothers out of Detroit and other various cities that's going into the community? When they mistreating our people in our community, people trying to take over elders' home or towing their cars, old folks scared to come out the house because they shooting and or done took over the Arabs done came in, some of those Yemenis done came in and selling dope about the stores, bringing more confusion in our community. You see the brothers show up. You understand what I'm saying? On patrol at night, making sure people's homes are not being broken into. Why are these men and women not getting supported? You have the elect 144,000 in Oakland, California. They're a nonprofit as well. They out in the streets of America talking to the youth. They go to the streets, feeding our people. Where's the support to them? Where's the support to the brothers and sisters that used to be gang leaders in Chicago, that know the ins and outs of the mind of the young gangsters on the street? Why are they not being funded and supported to help bring down crime and bring in opportunity to our people? I was talking to someone today because a brother's son ended up killing his own father. And we had a business meeting, but we always like to bring the youth in there so they can see how men operate and take care of business. And so the brother Brian brought his son one day to our meeting. And I'm looking at him, and we gave him an opportunity to speak. And he was just in high school. But you can see all the angst and the pain and trauma and confusion and dissatisfaction in this young man, because he got to the point in age where he realized he was on the bottom. He realized no one told him his opportunity would be limited. And a lot of his friends thought the same way. And I seen it in him. I seen the anger. I seen the disappointment. You understand? And I told his father, brother, you need to get with your son. You need to spend more time with him. You need to start talking with him. You need to make him understand. You need to get him into Islam. You understand what I'm trying to say? Those are my words. And him and his father had a falling out over what I don't really know. But his grandmother, one day, which I guess she was trying to make the peace between them, and she brought her grandson to her son's house so they could talk. But it didn't go down that way. Apparently they had an argument about something, and the son stabbed his father numerous times and killed his father. Understand what I'm saying? So we got to go after our youth now. That's why I like what my son is doing with the Block World Order. That's why I like what these brothers in the EYL are doing. They giving you relevant knowledge. In the BWO, they giving you knowledge. You can take this knowledge and be ahead of the game. These are the people we should be supporting. Not nobody that's running no damn gossip column every time they see an opportunity. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So they can get you, get those that really just sitting on their behinds and like to follow people and gossip about and then give their opinions on the comment section like they're really so relevant. But we're looking for the executors. This is what we need on the ground. We should be thinking about liberation, not integration. That's our success. Because when you separate, then that means you got to learn how to go for your own. You got to learn how to work for yourself. and do for self. You got to be innovative. You got to be creative. The only one that's really been programming us really with this system is the white man. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? He's programming and putting our mind in his box where we lose all our creativity. Or either you don't get the opportunity to express it in his system. You know, I have taught in the school system. I've dealt with our children, our teenagers, our young people. They're very, very brilliant, very, very talented. And in some areas they might lack skills. One brother, we had the round table. That's why we set the circle up in the school where we can just go around the table and communicate with our children. And we had one brother, we were doing the math, and he looked like he was doing the work till I walked over and looked. Brother was a very good artist. I said, brother, what seems to be the problem today? He said, I'm not very good at multiplications. I said, don't worry about it, brother. So I'm gonna work with you. Some brothers that can't read well or don't have very good comprehension, or a lot of things that being taught and the way our children are being educated, everybody is supposed to learn the same damn way in the American public school system. Sit at the desk, go through the chapters while I'm at the board making all these damn marks on the board. Your mind gonna wander here and there. Then you looking at what's being taught to you while you sitting there hungry or got confusion in your home. Your mother might not be there. Your father might be in jail, or they might be on drugs. You never been taught the aspects of how to care for yourself, how to take care of yourself, how to share, how to be clean, how to open up a bank account, how to pay bills. Never worked in your life, but you're expected to fulfill all of these responsibilities. You go to the school and you come out, you still don't know how to read. You end up becoming a problem child in the American public school system. Because what you're supposed to do is sit there and listen to somebody talk all the damn day long, 6 to 7 damn hours. Curriculum is not applicable. You can't apply it to your everyday life. You come out, you still can't make a damn living. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, black people? Separation is the key. If we had our own school, for instance, I was reading with a brother in the Wu-Tang, where now this brother is teaching mathematics. I believe it was at MIT. Why don't you put that in your rap music? The brilliance of the minds of the black man. But you're being tricked to be other than your damn self, to be a savage. And we're promoting this all over the planet Earth. The black man is savage. How we can murder and kill one another. Time out for that. You're killing your damn self, brothers. But where is the solution to our problems? How can we get ahead of the curve? Ask yourself that. Whose teachings are relevant and whose teachings that's out here in front of you is no good? If you voted and everybody that you voted for in the so-called Democratic Party won, what next? What's going to really change? Huh? Might get a little bit more Medicare, Medicaid. Biden gave you a little bit more than EBT cards. Understand? Your Social Security, you might get an 8-9% raise. What good is that really doing us? We still in the same position. We still broke, hungry, out of doors, travel through the inner cities of America. Who on the streets? Who you see in droves, sitting on the corners, smoking dope? Where's all this dope coming from? What is the Democratic Party agenda? Where you're developing rights for children to take sex change shots, where you're developing an agenda where females can go into male bathrooms and vice versa. It's okay to change the birth giving right identity. This is on the Democratic Party agenda. The Republicans is on the other side of the fence talking about replacement. And what is your leadership saying? Vote. If that's the only damn solution that you brothers and sisters got, that have compromised our woman, they have educated her and trained her, and now she's coming in a lot of ways against her own man. You're not even qualified, brother. You understand? To be her man anymore. But you walk around with the one that killed your foreparents, enslaved them, still killing your people today. But you can talk about the black man in America when we decide we want to go another direction. We don't know what we're doing. We're ignorant to the issues. I had Warnock people call me Saturday on the phone, trying to have people all out holding signs, talking about voting. And when he mentioned Warnock's name, I just went and told him like it is. I said, look, brother, I say, why should we support this man when he don't even support reparation for the black nation? I say, why should we support him? He hasn't even come up with an agenda that's going to be conducive to us, an economic policy that he can take to Washington, D.C. and push for the black man. So you know what he did? He hung the phone up. You understand? Because you called the wrong man. You called it Asiatic black man. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to get a different conversation from me. What's on the table for us? Nothing at all. Slavery, suffering, and death. So I say we should form a strong brotherhood. And I want to say this first as well, because, there's a lot of brothers out there that I know. Brother Captain, I trained hundreds of brothers. And one day, brother, I might have to call on you brothers. You understand? Because, I always been a fair man. I always had your back. I never had you do anything that I didn't do myself. Always been fair and treated brothers the right way. I trained you up to be the best of the best. So if I need you now, if I call on you, I expect you to show up. You understand what I'm saying? And if you need me, God willing, I'll be there. We are going to support one another. We're not going to let our open enemy attack our brothers that's out here doing good and really sincere, committed to the cause of the black nation, period. Do you understand, brothers? So hear me well, because one day I can see it coming. Might have to call on you. Or we might have to dress it up and cover down on each one of us all across this country. So be prepared to move. Be prepared to get up off that because you already know what to do. Black man in America, change the tone in your home. Bring in the truth in your homes. Get with your woman. Sit down and have relevant conversations. Bring in peace. And the way to get peace is get a real understanding. Black woman, study your man. all the way down to the core of his being. Because we as men do not think like a woman, except for those that's been turned out. You understand what I'm saying? Black man, study your woman. In a lot of cases, she's very difficult to understand the way she thinks, the way she do things. But pay attention. Pay attention to your children. Watch how they move, how they think, how they do things, how they act and behave, how they share time with one another. With my grandchildren the other day, and I just watch how they move, how they play, how they learn from one another. How the little Kimmy, she learned from her big brother Kadari, how she watched the things he do, how he's highly protective of his sister, but how she doesn't let him, because he's older, just move her around. She's very resistant. You understand what I'm trying to say? These things show you how to reach your children. You know, our children, we took them to the land. That's why you always see 19 Keys and Pooh, claiming them always in the forest, at the ocean, because they got that from the very beginning. My grandfather used to take me walking with him. We would go to the woods while you hunted herbs that was used to cure us when we got ill, from measles to mumps to a damn cold. You understand? Go to the earth, you see other black men out there picking up herbs. My mother taught my sister how to go into the woods and distinguish the different herbs that you can use to grow your hair, to take out balls, to make your skin beautiful, to make you healthy. And she's using those things today. Mom taught her those things, which was passed down from one generation to the next. What are those things taking place at now in our community? All the women knew how to cook. All the women knew how to go to the earth. I had gardens. They weren't community gardens because I didn't want white folks coming in. And I would take all that good, beautiful vegetables and stuff and give it to some of the sisters, because to come out the earth, it ain't clean like it is in the store. You got to rinse it off. Say, sister, why you ain't cooking that? Oh, it's dirty. Wash this damn stuff off. This is real food. You understand what I'm saying? This is real cantaloupes. This is real watermelon. These are real tomatoes. This is real squash. This is real okra. This is real corn. This is real string beans, eggplants. Understand? Lettuce, strawberries. Not like this old weak milk toast strawberry. You bite into it, they white. Now juice running all so nice and sweet. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things we need to be doing that we can do ourselves. Because once they shut the city down and close everything up, what you gonna do? Do you have seeds in your home? Do you know how to grow any damn thing? Has anybody contacted that brother that produces water with all the bad water and water shortages in California and in Colorado? Where the bad water in Jackson, Mississippi, the bad water in Flint, Michigan, where we can produce our own water? Well, if there's a damn drought, we still got water. You understand? These are the things we need to be bringing in our homes. We need to be changing our curriculum. We need to be setting up our own institutions in our community. We need to take control of all of the nickel and dime stores in our community that's selling straight poison, with all these so-called half-baked toast Muslims that come up out the east, where they go back home every Ramadan, like they so much of a damn righteous Muslims, practicing the Ramadan and come back to their liquor store. People out front selling drugs, prostitution, all the bad foods in our community. You go out in the county, you got a different price on gas, it's cheaper. Or the food in our little community stores or grocery stores are marked up higher. We pay more for the food, for the cheap food that they ship in. And you go out to the county where the white folks out at, their stores look different, they clean, they smell better, the prices are better, you get a better deal, you're getting better food. You go to the little local eateries that's owned by mostly foreigners, they don't even clean off their damn double doors. You see handprints and smudges all on the window, so I wonder, damn, what you cooking our food in? We set up a restaurant, we bought it from these Muslims, the Palestinians from the East, and it was right in the black community. But when we went in there and we took it over, it was deplorable. Tons of grease all around the grill, the fryers, just caked up. The deep fryers were filthy. The ovens were filthy. The whole damn place took us a damn week just to get it cleaned. You understand what I'm saying? I was in St. Louis 3 months ago, went and I pulled up. I was kind of suspect when I pulled up. I seen a lot of trash and stuff. And I had an item I took out the car and threw in his garbage can. And you know, this punk had nerve to say something. Then me putting stuff in his garbage can. I said, man, you need to be cleaning up that damn trash out in front of your damn store. You need to appreciate the fact. And I took my trash and put it in the damn can. So my grandson, Khalid, was getting ready to purge. I said, come on, man, let's go. We're not purging the damn thing in here, and walked out. You understand? So we need to come up with a comprehensive plan. Where we get ready to shut all this down. We need to come up with a comprehensive plan to you young brothers that's terrorizing our community, just murdering black women wholesale, shooting women 5 times, kidnapping them, and doing all this old crazy stuff. No, that's over with. No, we got to come for you. That clean glass has already been set up. Some of y'all are demons your damn self with your behavior, the way you operate in our community. We got to take you out. I say it again. I'm talking to the real soldiers. Oh, you half-baked, let it fly over your damn head. Well, we got to clean up our community ourselves. Because the only thing they talk about this law and order is just talking and us, targeting us, and locking up our youth on a bunch of trumped up charges with this double standard of law enforcement. So the warning goes out. Because the Unmasking Muhammad say one day we're going to have to step up and do it our damn selves. And it's getting ready to go down. Say it again. It's getting ready to go down. This is a warning to you brothers that's out here wilding out in our community. We can't continue to allow that to go down anymore. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Separation is key. And by any means necessary, we got to get that damn job done. Oh, yes. That's that militant talk. But that's real talk. You call the police, hey, you like to get killed yourself. Look at all the mental illnesses in our community because our people have been put in that box of depression. When you get depressed so long, especially for men, depression is different. You're expected to be able to function. A lot of times brothers hide their depression or fight so hard to cover it up the way it comes out in anger. Brothers become angry. That's why you hear him always making that statement, the mad black man. Well, hell, we should be mad, but not in that way. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Oh, yes. All of these things are being placed upon her. A woman look at it a little different. When she's depressed, well, she's just being feminine. Well, men, we don't have the luxury to be depressed at all. Allah, God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the son of man, the Mahdi, is here. Looking at Brother Mustafa, the supreme captain in the Nation of Islam. And, I like to see those things when I like to see a man talk about his father, Minister Farrakhan. And ever since I've been a young man, this man has been out in front of us in some form or fashion, teaching the people. And I remember as a young man, even before I came and accepted Islam, but we were with Islam. And what I mean by that, we admired the brothers, we supported them with our money and our protection. And the word amongst the community that I came up with was, you attack the nation, you attack us. We going after you. So Brother Mustafa was talking about how his father was very strict when they were growing up in the home, and sometimes he had to put that corporal punishment on their behinds. And how, as a child, he seen how his father grew and developed, and he admitted that, in so many words he was using, my father made it to the 9th grade up under these teachings, but he even fell off himself. You understand what I'm saying? But he got back into God's school. The difference is that Malcolm got to the 9th grade and thought he knew more than the teacher. Understand? He just got a little bit. And then if I sit back over all these years of knowing this man from 17, 18, 19 years old, and I watch how this man has grown with all this knowledge and all this wisdom that he puts out here before the people. I've literally seen this man grow into a God. And think about this, and you, a child of this type of man, and you sitting in the home going through living and growing up in this type of environment and having that love and respect for your father and your mother. You understand what I'm saying? And people got nerves to criticize a man that gave his whole life to the black nation. You don't hear that very often. Father speaking well, sons speaking well of their father. It always go to the mother, because the man's job is different from the mother. Man cannot be in the home. That's why you had to have a good woman. That's how you had to know how to choose a good mother. That's how you have to know how to make masculine decisions, because masculinity in America is damn near dead. Say it again. Brothers can't even handle pressure. I know a brother work a coffee shop. The damn computer go down, he get all flustered, all emotional. I can't do this. I can't do that. Then start talking bad to the sisters or the workers. He's supposed to be a manager. You understand what I'm saying? Get all feminized. Work in our community should be a requirement. Work is necessary. Work is better than prayer. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. This is how you learn yourself. When you work, when you have to figure out, when you run into a problem, you have to figure it out right there on the spot. Well, you got to be somewhere on time. It teaches you how to proper plan. Have plan A, B, and C. And you have to learn the art of proper handling of people, how to motivate people, how to organize them, how to settle disputes, how to keep down gossip on the job. Sometimes when you work, you do things that you've never done before, but you go into your mind and figure out how to get the job done. I remember one time I poured a whole concrete slab. I had been around that work, did a little bit of that work, but we set up our outdoor freezer in the back of our bakery. I took on that task. You understand? And this was probably about 14 by 18 refrigerator. So you had to put that concrete slab. Another brother and I, we did that. Never had a problem with it. I know brothers that couldn't read at all, that know how to work a big room-sized oven. And we used to have a list of with all these different products because they cook at different times or come out the oven. And brother Maya was that sharp. Very good mechanic. He know how to fix the machines, bread machines, our mixers. They break the big industrial size, not the ones you go buy at the store. We even call on Brother Amin. He had that type of mind. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? FOI class taught brothers how to read. They learn how to write. They learn how to communicate. They learn how to develop composure, discipline, and self-control. They learn how to speak the mathematical language. They learn how to take care of their bodies, their mind. They learn how to settle disputes amongst one another. This is the thing that should be relevant in our community. Not jumping all over someone that you don't agree with. And sometimes these be brothers and sisters that's a little bit ahead of you in their thinking process because they already know how you're going to react. And the very ones you trying to, as you all say, cancel, you just make them more relevant. You understand what I'm trying to tell you tonight, black people, and all you brothers and sisters that's out there in law enforcement, knowing that this situation is very dangerous and crooked. You all part of the damn problem. But I've known some good police officers, especially we had a lot of them in Oakland, black officers that would come to the bakery, and some judges. Understand? And they would support us. Sometimes they would give you information. And the brother got in trouble, we sent him, go and turn yourself in. Because that black judge was sitting down there on the bench. They're going to run him through him. He's going to recon your butt out. You understand what I'm saying? Putting people in place. We should vet our own people, even some of the ones that's popular in the various cities and got that black mind that can pull votes from the incumbents, run your own political campaign, your own voter registration, whether they win or not, they become relevant. If they can pull in thousands of votes, then you got the ear of the politicians. You got the ear of government. Because when they run for office and you got the people's mind, they want your endorsement. Now you're becoming a political force. You understand what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters should go to City Hall. Go to see these council meetings. Form groups that push issues. And every time you look up, you at City Hall, at council meetings, being very disruptive. 75 of you might show up. Everybody don't have to speak because you can just sign the cards. You can pass your time on because you only get a few minutes to speak before the council members. Anyway, push your issues. We have seen it done. Brothers always showed up pushing issues. They got so tired of them, you understand? They gave them a program. They gave them contracts. But some of these brothers, though, once they bought them out, they became part of city government. You understand what I'm saying? You have to watch out for all those type of things. There are solutions to all our problems. We should be training up our young brothers right now to become politically conscious of all our issues that we have in our community that's pertaining to us. They should be very astute on the Constitution and the political process, the whole 9 yards. These are the things they should be learning. They should be highly trained in economics, how to develop ownership, create jobs and opportunities, how to manage, how to support one another, how to network, how to think down the wheel of time to bring in new products and services that haven't been thought about in other people's minds at all. That's why the Black World Order is so relevant now, because 19 Keys is getting you prepared for the future. And the key is to keep you from becoming big-eyed, keep Allah, keep God, whatever name you want to put on it, in front of you. Keep them in the center. It keeps you balanced. Understand what I'm saying? And when you're moving in big business, everybody got an army, except the black man. When Snoop Dogg said something about Susan Rice, or he said something about Gayle King or somebody, what if Susan Rice jumped in? She was letting you know, I got killers. Understand what I'm saying? Corporate America got killers all over the planet right now, pushing their agenda. They took BET, Beatrice Food, Johnson & Johnson, because they didn't have no army. We got to have killers on our team. And I'm not talking about madmen. I'm talking about humble men, highly disciplined, highly intelligent. One brother Akbar, he's gone now. Such a good brother. If you didn't know him, all the parents loved him. He see a sister in distress and they might like the brother, but he didn't run over. He taught them well. He told them the truth, what they need to be doing that was correct, but he was dangerous. Understand? He would go to all the gangsters. He would rob them. These brothers had reputations. Understand what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, his father told him that you were wrong for doing that because, you know, you robbing the drug dealer taking their money. But you should just leave him alone. Keep moving. Eventually he got knocked. But you never would have known that he was that type of man because he didn't walk around like he was tough or like he was a killer or had a chip on his shoulder. Nice, pleasant brother. Understand what I'm saying? This is the way we got to move. We got to learn how to take care of business so business can take care of us. We got to get up out of that TV box. We got to quit paying attention to these brothers and sisters that's on social media, that's yapping at the mouth, that don't have no experience in the field, waiting for the next big incident to jump off, or tell you about how a brother got wrapped up on the streets of America, in the jailhouses of America, and tell us we all should do this, that, and another, or we'll be protesting, but no real solution at all. And all they want to do is put up there when they go home, I forgot what you all call it, where they can give you a little heart and send you a little cash. Understand what I'm saying? I have known activists in the city of St. Louis where the politicians will pay them to run for a political office because they know if they can just take so many votes, they can open the door up for their own candidate. Understand? This is a big, big, big game, but you got to understand it. Understand? We've never been taught to understand strategy or to strategize 5, 10, 15 years down the road. They never taught us to put down a mind game on our enemy where we can move them without putting hands on them. Understand what I'm saying? None of these things have been taught to us. How to defend our own selves in the proper fashion. None of these things have been taught to us. If we attack right now, it would be nothing but chaos because you don't have a plan. Where is the vision of the black man in America? Everybody wait on your vision, brother and sister. Where is it at? When we gonna put our worldwide view on the table? Say, this is what we want, and this is the way we gonna move and strive for. Let's execute. Let's execute our plan for a change. Because the only thing when you voting is that you really just executing someone else's plan that they have for you. And really not for you, it's for them. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black people? This our time. All of this moving backwards is over. All you millennials, all you think you're supposed to do, you think that you're supposed to be entitled. I heard a sister talking today where the sister was talking about her parents didn't do this and do that. Man, I can tell you, man, when I growed up, hell, they had outhouses. We didn't have to use them because I wasn't growing up in there. Shit, you were scared as a kid to go up in there anyway. You might fall through the damn toilet or some damn stuff. We had coal, wood burning stoves, the washing machines. People had clotheslines, and you plug them in and put them in your yard and fill them up with water and all that old type of stuff. You understand? Just to wash your clothes. So you all ain't had to do none of that. You didn't have to step out here and put your life on the line for a damn thing. I ain't seen none of y'all go break into no damn prison and take out a political prisoner yet. But you feel like you're entitled. But we had to go to school way across town. First time I went to school, pulled up in a big old yellow bus with a crack on it. I'm scared to death. Hell, I'm rolled up in the black community with black folks all around and stuff. First time I go to school, stand on the damn corner, cracker pull up in the bus. What the hell I supposed to be going? Understand what I'm trying to tell you? Black folks in America. But you all been turned out on things, and more things. So you think you relevant. You have never died or tried to put your life on the line for anything that you truly believe in. Because if you believe in something, you don't mind dying for it, if need be, but you ain't intending on it. You understand what I'm saying? How many doors have you opened, brothers and sisters? The way we got all these judges, doctors, policemen, political officials, fire chiefs, and our sheriff is heading various departments because of the work that was put in the past. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks in America? That's why separation is so important today. New mind, a new man, a new world. But look at it. I got to get on this generation. You're supposed to be the best of the best, but you haven't reached that point because you've been turned out with things. That's all you want is things. That's why you're going to die with this beast. You keep on, you're going to die. We should have think tanks We should have think tanks. And all this think tank does is come up with solutions to our problem. And we should have another level to where we execute, to where we get well, then we got resources. And a lot of reason that you don't see all that creativity coming out the black mind, it's there. But where it gets stopped at, the resources are not there to bring it into a reality. You understand? That's why you see Google, Facebook, Instagram, Apple, and all these various corporations, because they had a thought and they was able to bring it into reality because the resources was there. They had people that would invest into them, help them get things off the ground. Where's our consortium? The brothers and sisters got these brilliant thoughts. All they need is a backing to manifest their vision and thoughts that's going to be good and conducive to our people and our community, bringing ownership, create jobs and opportunities, change the whole mindset. We make all the damn music on the planet, don't own a damn thing. Don't even know how to read a contract. Oh, we just happy the man mentioned somebody, but you don't know how to read that fine print that's hard to see, do you? All of this has got to change. That's why the brothers in the EYL are so relevant now. That's why they just jumped and grow overnight. Because the information that they were putting out was relevant to the mind of the people. The people want to know. The people want the truth. The people want real change. You understand what I'm saying? Well, we can grow our own community and develop our own community, shop within our own community, police our own community, bring in resources into our own community, open up our own schools in our own community, set up our wellness and health clinic throughout our community. So we don't getting sick all the damn time and got to go to these hospitals for minor stuff and might not come out because you got a good heart. Understand? A good kidney or liver that can go to someone else that's paying big money for what you have was inside your body. As you look and you watch the Instagram or where brother got $1 million scholarship, think he about 14. Why they do that? Because they see the genius and the creativity in our young people. That's chump change because they gonna make $1 billion off his mind. Once they take them through the process and train them up and bring them in or her into corporate America. And I guarantee you when they get through indoctrinating their mind, when they come out and go into corporate America, they'll be talking about those people over there. Understand what I'm trying to tell you? Instead of coming into our institution, all these black institutions they got in Georgia. What are they really doing with our brothers and sisters when they come out? They're 50-50. You know, you're putting all your time, dedication, and commitment into corporate America. You come back to the community to visit your people. That's about it. But what are you bringing back home? You serving your master. Right or wrong? This is the thing that has to change. We have to change our thinking. We have to throw the white man education out. We have to develop skills that's relevant and conducive to our needs. And then we have to learn how to serve. We have to learn how to serve one another. Not master, but one another. We have to learn how to support one another. We have to learn how to support one another business-wise. You know, I consult with brothers all over. I have experience in various business operations. Brothers call me, you got a business, brother this and that. Brother say, well, brother Basheer, I haven't got any contract right now. He's doing security, and he said, what I'm doing, I'm a subcontractor with some of the bigger companies. I said, well, what you got to do though, brother, is once you get your team in place, you got your small business certification. You set it up like a corporation. You got more than one PPO license number now. Then you have to learn how to do quotes and proposals and send them bids in and start bidding on every job. You have your team do that research. Understand what I'm saying? Find a job that you know you can do and handle at that particular time and start going after big contracts. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You can find somebody to know how to write proposal, pay them what they work, and go and get down. You understand what I'm trying to say? If you want to open up a health clinic, just open it up. A lot of people get afraid of the paperwork. They come out, send the analysts out, so you get your Medicare, Medicaid certification. You can get all your qualified people on your organizational chart that's going to be representing the company. You don't have to have none of that. To tell you the truth about it. That's what you hire people for. You understand? But a lot of people I've learned get afraid of all of the paperwork. But that's how you learn the process. When you jump in it and start doing it yourself, then that's when you start learning the process. I used to do proposals, and I never did proposals, but what I would do is when our quotes came in and we would get the paperwork and the requirements and the scope of work that they needed and the various questions, how you going to run this job, how you going to structure it, and I would just read it. One time I just mark everything that was relevant that they asked for. I go back and read it again, maybe a third time. Then we'll call a meeting. Then we'll all sit down and look at the proposal and we have a discussion on it. Understand? Until we figure it out and we get it right. First thing you gotta make sure you meet all the requirements. Then if someone is gonna hire you, they wanna know how you're gonna do this job. And then they wanna know is how is the line of communication going to be established? What is your training process? How do you train your personnel? Understand? And what's the turnover rate for your company? Then you got to figure out the wages. You got to figure out the numbers that you're going to put in on this bid. And you want to try to figure out, are they trying to cut back? Are they trying to increase on the numbers? You have to know all of these things because sometimes you might overbid. Understand? Or you might end up underbidding and you look at the amount of hours that's put in that contract into that proposal, you do your numbers, and you look at the salary that you would have to pay out for the various services or the type of equipment that you might have to have or increase. You got to factor all that into your cost. You got to figure out the type of insurance that you're going to need to cover those expenses, or you might have to hire another company to work alongside of you, how y'all going to cut up on the percentages, and all these type of things. You understand? But this is what makes you grow. This is what makes you good at what you do. Get in motion, jump on in. We don't have, where's our health clinics at? Where's our mental health clinics at? They got money on the table right now in the United States government. Are we going after any of that money? And at the same time, we helping our people get their minds right, bringing in holistic medicine, knowing how to tap into the minds of a lot of people that have been put up under this oppressive government and system that's breaking our people down, and they ain't got no one to talk to. Where's our rehabilitation centers at for our people that's strung out here? Where do they have to go? Those are opportunities. You understand what I'm saying? Are your children 4 and 5, 6 years old? that's in elementary school? Are they being taught pre-algebra? Are they learning anything about the human body, the DNA structure? Do they know anything about their true history? Are they being taught the knowledge of self, who they are? You give them a foundation where they can stand on? Are they being taught that they gods in the house of the Most High God? Do they have their original name? Or are they still up under the slave master's name? Talking about family name. Huh? That's why we losing. But there are solutions to all these problems. I just gave it to you in an all one damn package. Get in motion, black man, black woman. Then become the God and call yourself king. Then crown your queen. You understand what I'm saying? That divine black woman. Black man is aware. The conscious mind is aware of everything around him. The subconscious mind is different. It's under the conscious mind. But what we have to learn, as I stated before, you have to learn how to tap into your subconscious mind. That's that feminine mind, so to speak. But that's the connector to the superconscious mind. Once you learn how to master one's self. Have you been taught on the mind of the original man and woman? Have you been taught on your nature? Example, when they produce medicine, all medicine is based on the physical and genetic structure of the Caucasian. When they do most of these medical trials, you're not even in them. They very seldom even mention them to you. That's why a lot of things that's good for the Caucasian medicine are not good for us. That's why we suffer from various diseases, and the Caucasian don't, because the food he got us up under. It's not the food that we was eating before we was kidnapped and brought here in the so-called hills and wilderness of North America. So where's our hospital? They just closing down one in Atlanta now that serves our community. They're getting ready to shut it down. They only have one hospital except for Emory. It's called Grady. They have the staff and under budget right now. There's going to be a looming medical crisis in the black community because we don't have our own at all. They had the hospital in St. Louis years ago. I think it was a Homer G. Phillips Hospital. They closed it down. Black people are dying wholesale too early from various diseases. They're getting sick and dying like flies, in particular black men. Women are dying from cancer and various other diseases at too early of an age because we're not getting the same medical treatment or care, or when we do go to the hospital, it's too late. Well, these are problems and issues that we can solve ourselves, but we keep waiting on the white man. You keep waiting on someone to show you some love, and we can do these things for ourselves. We are the chosen people of God. Sitting in America in the belly of the beast. Allah, God is getting ready to raise the black nation up. He's getting ready to raise us up back to our natural created state of being. All of this knowledge that's sitting in the universe will be given to us. Black man, black woman, let's prepare ourselves from the inside. Quit looking on the outside for that spirit God to come into you and correct you. Correct yourself from the inside out and project your mind into the universe. Good thoughts, Create your own environment. Move the atoms around. Thoughts are things. How can thoughts become things? You should ask yourself that question. How could the Creator bring himself into existence when there was only matter, thought, and electricity? What that tells me is this. The power of the mind has the ability to move the atoms in our universe and manifest them into a physical reality. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But no, we so hung up on trying to survive in a burning house. We are so busy trying to shake off depression, anxiety, schizophrenic. We are too busy worrying about our trauma, and that's all we're projecting. So all the atoms around you is coming into your spirit, into your being, affecting your process, affecting your key to life. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the soul of man is the breath of life. And he says the breath of life is what it is really doing is keeping something from coming in. And what that means to me, it keeps death from entering the body. Understand what I'm saying? Have the white man taught you these things at all? Hell no. Understand what I'm saying? We got work to do. Well, we got righteous work to do. We got good work to do, black man, black woman. It's our time. It's takeover time. So don't sit your little butts back, and I'm not talking to this audience in particular, but the brother knew what I'm talking about. Take your behind to the UN and see if you're going to get some damn justice. Go on up there. File your damn petition. You can be American nationalist all the hell you want. But you can petition the white man, the same man that got you up under two jurisdictions. Gonna give you justice? It ain't in him. And what I'm trying to tell you, brothers. Understand? You're wasting your damn time. And not gonna sit up in you and argue with you over semantics, whether we should be black or whether we should be American national. Like I told the brother, I said, well, hell, when you came up, hell, we know we wasn't no niggas. We know we weren't no boys. We know we weren't Negroes. We knew we weren't Balalians. You understand? I said what fitted us the most was black. You understand what I'm saying? Then we put on the end of it black power. You understand? Now today, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for that black mind that come up out of triple darkness, because that's the original mind. It ain't about the color. We talking about the black mind, brother. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, brothers? To think you know and you don't know a damn thing? Let me tell you what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the fall of America. I ain't gonna be long. We're gonna knock this out in a few. The confusion of people. The time we living in. It said the nile rise of America, one slave until the knowledge of self, in the spirit of Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the Son of Man, the author of the resurrection of us, the mentally dead, is causing untold confusion among the heads of states. You're the cause of all these problems, black man and woman. But listen, the scripture is being fulfilled, wherein it prophesied that in these days, meaning the end of the wicked world of Satan, rulers are against rulers, kings against kings. In the days of the prophet, there was no heads of government who were given the name president. Rulers were referred to as rulers and as kings of the people. Listen well. It says, the prediction of the prophets who wrote our future before we lived, the prediction of the prophets who wrote our future before we lived is now coming to pass. The slave or a foolish people, as they're referred to by Moses, are vexing the slave master. Today, as these prophecies are now being fulfilled, we are not surprised at the truth God gave to us through the mouth of his prophets, coming to pass as it was prophesied. Is it not coming to pass? Is not the slave master children just as worse as the slave master? Huh? Now let me go on. This says the master must give up the slave, give up his slave, and the slave must give up his master. That's our problem. We don't want to give Billy Bob up. Regardless of his desire to remain with his master, it is the purpose of God himself to separate the two. This is what God is here for. Not the one that y'all got in that Bible, to separate the two so that he can give the slave justice. Listen why you want to do that. An equal chance for survival, as the slave master has been exercising power over the slave. He wants to even the playing field now. America is being torn to pieces politically, is it not? As Pharaoh political party was in the days when Jehovah, when after the freedom of Israel. You brothers and sisters got your Bible busted open. Egypt was plagued with drought. Drought is on its way. Some is already here. Great hail, storms, rain, fire, according to the Psalms, running side by side, fire and water. These plagues now are visiting America from Almighty Allah God. Our people who have no knowledge of the book and scriptures can make grave error in trying to continue with the old world of the black man's enslavement and enslavement. We making a mistake. All these brothers y'all got in front of y'all, leading you all to your death. Y'all don't have to listen to Pop Key, but I'm going to drop it out here because that's my job. There are many of our people, especially among yesterday's leadership, who decided to lead the shackled slaves into more secure shackles for the sake of the master. They leading you to your death for the sake of the master and for the fear of the master's dislike of their leadership. That's why you see their leadership won't change and tell you the truth. You understand? This is found among the spiritual leaders more than among the political leaders of Black America, which makes manifest to you that the spiritual leadership fears not the God of truth and justice, but fears the enemy of God. They fear the enemy of God more than they do God himself, the God of justice and truth. God is the what? The author of freedom, justice, and equality of man. We must have unity with the black nation of the earth. This is what we should be sending delegates around the planet Earth now. Developing friendship amongst our people, because they waiting on you, of which you and I are members, and who are leaving in search of us. Since now, having the knowledge that we are bound in the chains of slavery in the western hemisphere of our earth, we cannot come forth making the steps of freedom towards a free people until the shackles have been cut to allow our steps to be made freely. What shackles are he talking about? The shackles of the mind. You understand what I'm saying? It is written so plainly in the last book of the Bible. I bust your book open. That the fearful and the unbelieving leadership and their followers of the enemy, the beast. And the scripture does not try to hide giving the slave master one of the worst names, as he is like a savage beast, is he not? Against the black man of America, then tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me that. And the world, the people of God shall go down with the beast in a lake of fire. If you keep hanging with this devil, if you keep supporting him, this is in your Bible. You going down with the beast. You're going down with the fire right along with him. You ain't gonna get away with a damn thing. Let me continue on. I'm about finished. It says, our unity with God. Say it again. Our unity with God, which already appeared among us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom the praise is due forever, will set us in heaven while we what? Live. Not while we died, when we are dead, and we gonna get some damn heaven. Now this is the God I'm working with. Understand what I'm saying? This is the God of power and force. This is the God gonna bring in a whole new world. This is the God gonna bring in a whole new universe. He said, not while we dead, but while we live. You understand what I'm saying? And on this earth and our national home on this earth. You say nothing about no damn sky. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks? But who gave you your teachers? The beast, the great Satan. At the 1555 and those 64 years, it was all over with. You had no understanding of the knowledge itself and the true and living God. Our God, well, y'all don't like to hear man be called God, Master Farad Muhammad the Mahdi, or the Son of Man. Say he will put us in heaven while we live. Now I'm rolling with that. Now I ain't never bleeding in no damn stuff. I got to be dead to get some damn honey. Flowing. I can sit on the couch with a bunch of damn women. That didn't make no damn sense. Hell, I do that right here. The hell I got to die for? To get some so-called heaven. No, heaven is here on our earth. Y'all should want that. Get up out of all this religious finagling and start dealing with the truth. Start reasoning in your mind. Start thinking, black people. Start using that 7.5 ounce brain that you possess. Understand? Get your thoughts traveling back at 24 billion miles per second. Understand? Start sparking the atoms in your universe, in your atmosphere. Black man, you have that ability. You understand? You have the ability to move matter. Understand? What are you made of? Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen are the four main elements in our universe. If they can change, if they can be moved, they can be shaped and made into various things as relevant as the material side of our existence. You have that same ability within you. Don't you know you have the ability to heal yourself with your mind? Don't you know you have the ability to take disease out your body if you learn how to fast? And what we must do, as black men in particular, we must become masters. We must become masters of ourselves. Then we connect with that true and living God. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? We got to get rid of that lower self and all those lower desires and letting our thoughts dictate our actions. That's not good. Become the master of self. Why do you think we use the word Master Farad Muhammad? Why do you think the man that came around to the bakery and visited with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was called Master Abdullah? That some say was Master Farad Muhammad himself, or even one of the scientists that can look down the wheel of time and tell you exactly what our future is going to be like. Because they have become the masters of themselves and masters of the universe. It says, I'm almost finished. It says the scriptures warned the black man to give up Babylon, which is a symbolic name meaning America. America has tormented the black man. Now a tormentor is after her. Oh yeah. See, you done tormented us for a long time. Now you got somebody after your butt, and they know it. Check it out. It says the divine tormentor said that we should not be partakers of the divine torment coming against America from Allah God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. This means what? Separation. We must separate ourselves from America so that we will be saved from the stroke of the Master, who is God Himself. Allahu Akbar. Allah God is whipping America with all kinds of calamity. Go to Florida. Then they just get whooped. Then they just get beat down with a hurricane and what they call him, Ivan. People still outdoors today. People still don't have no electricity. People's homes have been flooded out, tore apart. I had a little niece that lived in Florida, and she just so happened to God's grace, she was in D.C. graduating. When she came home, her husband and herself, their home was totally destroyed and disarray. You understand what I'm saying? But He showed her mercy because she wasn't even in the state. Oh, yes. Wait till the winter. Wait for the hailstorms and the snowstorms. Will you wait on the famine to come to America? Will you want to be able to feed your children when you had the opportunity to do something about it? Where your supply is in the home? No, we don't believe and think this is coming, but we say we Christians. All this is in the Bible as well. You understand what I'm saying? Black people. But the tormentor is here to torment the tormentor. They say what? The divine tormentor. And why is he here? Because the way he had done us. This ain't got a damn thing to do with color. This is justice. And let's see what else we got. It said this means separation. We must separate ourselves from America so that we will be saved from the stroke of the Master, who is God Himself. Allah God is whipping America with all kinds of calamity. I have been writing for many years that America must be punished for her evil down to her what? Black once slave. She got to pay for this. You think all this injustice, all this murder, suffering, and death that's been placed upon us for over 400 years, that they don't have to pay for that? Huh? They got to pay. This is divine law. I don't give a damn what name you call your God. This is universal law. What you reap is what you sow. This is the cause and effect. It's got to go down. And it's going down right now. Pay attention. It says, I have been writing for many years that America must be punished for evil down to her black once slave, who are so-called free slaves now, and who continue to suffer the same or worse punishment under the children of the white slave master than their white fathers imposed upon our black fathers under servitude slavery. Ain't no difference. This ain't got nothing to do with hate, brothers and sisters. I'm just telling you the facts. I don't hate white folks. We're not taught to hate anyone. But we must speak the truth regardless. If the shoe fit, wear it. Understand? Things done got worse, or getting worse than what they talking about in America. They talking about trying to take us back to slavery, the slave master children, the one that all y'all done fell in love with. Understand? There's kissing and hugging that they done went in your brother's house and gunned him down. And you in there hugging somebody that killed my folks. Ain't no hugging. Ain't no loving everybody. Oh, God don't love everybody. That's why He destroys cities. That's why those stories are in the Bible. What makes you better than God? Well, you can love everybody. Love you. God don't love His enemy. Why should you? Kill my folks. You think you don't get some love from me? You out your mind. So that's why they got to pay black people. This is because of you and I. This chastisement is coming across America, ultimately the planet, is because you belong to God. God came to save the black man, woman, and child in America, those that will submit. A lot of you won't make it. That's why they say 144,000, Muhammad said, let me try to get them all, God. He said, go ahead and try. I'm almost finished. That ain't gonna take long like this. It says, however, the scripture must be fulfilled. They shall eat America's bread and burn their body with fire. Who gonna do all that? It said, quote from the book of Revelation, 17, chapter 16, verse. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. We talk about America, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's what's coming. Now check it out. The horns here are a symbolic reference to Central and South America, America's satellite states. It said this means that America's gifts and whatnots will be accepted, but this does not mean that America has bought her sincere friendship. They will take all the gifts which America offers, but still this does not mean that America has their heart. America being tricked and duped. Yes, they want to take all those shiny things from America because they need them. You know, they already now talking about since Saudi Arabia has made a deal with Russia to help the Russians. They talked about Maduro in Venezuela, but now they think they need to go back and try to make a deal with Maduro in Venezuela. You understand? So they can take the sanctions off of him so they can buy Venezuelan oil. You understand what I'm saying? Look at it. Look how everything is flipping back on. You want to set up when after Chavez came out of office and started giving power back to the people and took it from the wealthy and the powerful and corporate America, not corporate America, but the Venezuelan corporations and all big oil companies and gas companies and things of that nature. They tried to overthrow Maduro with a government that was selected for people that sit in the United Nations. Well, we don't think he had fair election. We named this man and never been voted and had a sham election just like the Russians had in Ukraine. Called the election. None of the people that was poor participated in that because those are the ones they were against, and all the rich and the powerful had an election, and they tried to place this man in the leadership and become the president of Venezuela, and it didn't work. So now they want to go back and make a deal with Venezuela because they got played, Biden got played by Saudi Arabia. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, yes. Let me finish this up, though, because time is getting short. It says America is careful not to give, listen now, listen closely. Then you tell me if Pop Keys are wrong. These are actual facts. It says America is careful not to give any help to her black one slave for 400 years to do something for themselves. What have they given us? This is why the black man in America is on bottom. They have not given us, extended us a hand to help raise us up out our condition. Only thing they have given us is a job that don't pay enough money to take care of our families and prison, or ultimately the graveyard. What politician has come before the United States government and with an economic plan to develop the black nation? Name one. And if he did, he ain't here now, or she's not here now. Somewhere they came up short. But they have never done that, black man. That's why we suffering in America. That's why we depressed. That's why we unhappy. You understand? Oh yeah, we function. We walk around in America, but we ain't happy on the inside. We know we greater, much greater than the way we've been made to exist in America. We know we have abilities within us that we would never get an opportunity to use or to express. They put us in that cycle of oppression, and all we do is really just go to work and come back, try to keep your family going, man. Understand? Sometimes you get a little opportunity to stretch your legs a little bit. But what about our power? What about the power to control and make decisions that's good for us? You understand? A lot of decisions that white folks make, they ain't got to go vote to do nothing. They can say it is and it is, let it be. You understand? Because they got power. They got the resources to make it happen. But hell, you telling me in order for me to advance, when the politicians are the one that made the law to keep us from advancing many, many years ago in the early or late 1800s. You understand what I'm saying? So for us to retain power and control and get some ownership in America, we don't own anything. So we got to just vote. After the vote is over, everything go right back to the same way. Understand? No, it's a new man on the planet today, black people. And it says, if we go to her asking America for a territory so that we can live to ourselves, she turns a deaf ear to us. We helped America 400 years in every respect, as though we were half owners of the country. Did we not? We have got nothing in return but beatings, cheating, and shooting down on the streets and the highways. Have we not? It says, if we think that there is a God of mercy, and there is one, should we not think that he will sympathize with the poor black slave to receive justice from his master? The black slave helped to make America rich, did he and she not? Would Allah God be silent forever? Is the question. No. Being the God of righteousness and justice, would he not take to himself the work of aiding the poor black people against their evil oppressor? Is the question. And the answer is yes. That's why I can answer the question of the old lady at Walgreens, the cashier, when she asked me the question. Was she really stating it to herself in the beginning? Why has God let black people suffer so much? She said, that's the question I want to ask God. And she looked at me this time and said it again. She said, why has God let black people suffer so much? And I told her, said, ma'am, I can answer that question for you, but I don't have enough time. You understand? Allah has raised me up and grown me to know the answer to that question through my trials and tribulations and travel through life. Period. And I'm putting together a book now. I'm going to tell the story. But that's for another date, another time. You understand what I'm saying? But I know that answer. Understand? This is what we had to go through. This was the plan of God himself. The devil don't have power over God. Allah, the God himself, made devil. And the devil lives within us because it's been put in us. This is what this whole big thing is about. Kill the devil on the inside. So we don't have to hate anyone. God just told you come to destroy the tormentor himself. He say fire next time. Black man, black woman. And I'm going to cut that short and leave it right there. You understand? Because I know your attention span is not that long in most cases. But that's my job, to speak truth to power, black people. Start getting that confidence back within yourselves. Start throwing off those yokes of oppression, depression. Start coming up with a true plan of action that's not only good for yourself on a personal level, but for the whole black family, black people. Start overcoming your lower self and all the urges, all these things that we live in that belly, the beast is tempting you. You understand? Start sitting down with your families and having real life communication, setting up protocols and development for your children. Start sitting down and settling all disputes in the home with your family and your wife and getting to a true understanding so we can move forward, not separately, but together. Say it again. Not separately, but together. And black woman, if you go to college and the white man give you a better education, don't come back and think you better than your man. You come back and aid and assist your man. You understand what I'm saying? To move down this road of life together. You understand? That was just the door he opened up to you when you took the black man out the home and developed you. So he can put you over the man and make the man feel less than a man. That's why we have so much crime going on in America. That's why you see a brother sell drugs to a pregnant woman because he lacks the opportunity to grow and develop and earn wages in a righteous manner. We're not criminals by nature. We've been made little criminals, black man. So I would like to thank you all for those that attended and watched this podcast tonight. I hope that you can draw from this and take something from it. But I always like to give a solution to the problem. I state the problem. I always like to give you a solution to that problem. And I always like to give you some knowledge on why you see the thing that's taking place in America and on this planet, why you see these things happening and what's causing it and what the outcome going to be. So, black family, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your attention tonight. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank the true and living God for just opening my eyes today, so I can continue on this planet and ultimately ride with the Mahdi. Ultimately see the devil taken off our planet because he and she is so unjust. They're always taking from us, always trying to scheme and take from us, cut us short, work us to death for small wages, and everything they got, they stole. If they didn't work for it, we worked for it for them. They stole, but they tell us work and draw ourselves up by our bootstrap. Half the brothers ain't got no damn bootstrap. I seen the brother pull over today. Brother had a blanket wrapped around him and had no damn shoes on. Brother pulled up, got out the car and said, "Here, man, what size you wear?" He said, "I wear a 10. He said, "Here, man, you have my shoe." He said, "No." He said, "Man, you don't want these?" He said, "Man, go on, take these." He had an old gray blanket. He said, "Here, man." The dude said, "Man, where you going?" He said, "Let me ride." I said, "No, I can't do that now." You understand? And he gave me a jacket. Understand what I'm saying? See, well, that's the love we got to have for one another. We got to bring that back to ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like I stated earlier, I see people, man, that be hungry and stuff. I go buy them something to eat. You understand what I'm saying? I make sure they spend it on food. Sister eating out of a damn garbage can. Understand? Young sisters, what you doing in the garbage hands of a service station, scrapping food? You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't never been built that way. I wasn't raised that way. From that little small town that I growed up in, we had lots of good people in it once upon a time. And we learned from the elders, from their example that they gave us. You understand? And sometimes I get a little pissed because I think a lot of times people take my kindness for a weakness. You understand? But hell, they just don't know. They don't know at all. I'm the most dangerous person that you can meet in your life if I choose to be. You understand? Hell, I could be rich right now if I wanted to be a criminal. I could have been rich a long time ago. You understand? If I had to change my mindset and wanted to do all these evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed things, you understand what I'm saying? I could have got rich, but I'd have got rich off the death of my own people. You understand? So I couldn't go that route. I had to go do it the right way, or as we say, the hard way. But look at me, black, strong, and comely. You understand? In full health right now. You understand? So all praise due to Allah came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, and thank you for raising up in our midst the divine leader and teacher, the most honorable humble Elijah, Muhammad, and all the other brothers. We have our great minister and all these other great brothers and sisters that come up within the nation, even though they don't claim to be in the nation, they're doing the work of Elijah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and good night. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I say Muhammad, I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. Run, devil, run. Huh, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. We on our way. Good night, black folks. I'm going to let you alone. You understand what I'm saying? Allahu Akbar. All right. Done, y'all.